This meme of the day is brought to you by hashtag stop the Your Only Mate billion. Because Cora can't stand your shit.
You know what? Maybe get a show that doesn't piss me off watching.
Ouch! Cora fans, it was Your Only Mate. Me and Sean are innocent.
Thank you, Yang, for the meme of the day.
Yeah. We really need to find more meme of the day, people.
People need to be funny.
Ouch! Jesus Christ. We haven't even discussed the episode yet, people. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Lads Discuss Death Battle. Joined with me is Savage, your only mate.
I'm still a bit jet lagged because I just got back today.
And equally as savage, Sean.
Welcome back, mate. You didn't miss much, apparently.
Okay, sweet.
I mean, I got punched in the face. There's that.
Wait, what?
What?
I got Will Smith the other day at work. It wasn't like anything serious. Some of my mates were play fighting, and one of my co-workers threw like a cardboard box, and my friend tried to grab it before it hit me. Instead, he ended up slapping me as I walked past him, so I wasn't paying attention. I was on my phone.
Well, you are on your phone at least watching this episode.
So, but speaking of people getting slapped around, welcome to Lads Discuss Death Battle. Before we get on...
I was actually going to chime in. I also have a funny punching story.
Okay, do you want what we're talking about us being abused in real life, mate? Do you want to add to it?
Okay, so it was RTX. So should I save it for that topic?
Yeah, do you know if it is? Because our third topic is going to be about your only mate's adventures into Austin. So yeah, we'll save it for that. Just remember it, and I hope I remember it. Alright, before we actually get into the previous episode, I remembered this time to look at some comments that made me laugh. Or some that I thought were quite interesting to address. So sorry, people, we haven't gotten around to thanks Sean for the notification.
You're welcome.
So sorry, people, we haven't been reading many of your comments. I'm just incredibly simple-minded. I'm sorry. So first comment I found from our good old friend Yang the Insane. Hashtag Steve versus Dummy. Steve being that typical, both the elephant that we used. That I can't believe that's become somewhat of a mascot for this series. What was meant to just be a shitty joke that you only made for, like a literal joke from your only mate, has now just become an icon. And now Yang wants to see Steve versus Dummy. Listen, Yang, you're a battle mode animator. Listen, if you can actually put in the effort to make sprites of Dummy and Steve and have them fight, we will react to it on the next Lads Discuss Death Battle.
Personally, I think Dummy should win because there's seemingly an infinite amount of him.
There seems to be an infinite...
ZDogg.
Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, ZDogg, make a trailer.
Oh my goodness. I mean, to be fair, there seems to be an infinite amount of Steve, because didn't I kill him in one episode?
Yes, you did. You shot him, you blew him up, and he still came back.
Yeah, but I mean, Dummy's...
him, and then he came back.
Yeah, but Dummy's also strong enough to hold up a way more successful show.
That is true. It's true, even though he is not holding up the show. Anyway, but yeah, if someone actually puts into the effort of making a trailer for that and even animating the fight, Godspeed, I wish you luck. Next comment is from C's Bedena, another viewer of ours. He posted a comment that I have some issues with. In fact, I screenshotted it without typing in, without replying to read more, so I've only got half of it. Give me a second, lads. Right.
Well prepared, Billy.
Yeah,
I
did sound simple-minded.
And one of us is ill-prepared. I'm eating Twizzlers.
Anyway, we've been doing this for a while and we haven't even got to the episode. Okay, so from C's for Dinner, he tried a pretty interesting comment. I kind of mixed on his type of response to it. It does feel like that sometimes you really want to match up, but Death Battle does something else and you feel betrayed. So when it gets released, regardless of its quality, you have to rank it low on your list because it's not what you wanted.
I feel like there are some people like that, though.
Okay,
And
yes, that is true. There are people like that, but am I the only one that feels like he's being a little dramatic? Like, don't get me wrong, we didn't want Korra versus... Oh, pardon me, Storm, but... The episode was still good, and I wasn't going to immediately go into the mindset of ranking it lower. Would I have preferred Rey versus Korra? Obviously. Was I angry about it? Was I betrayed? And no, it's, you know, to quote the not-so-controversial Trump, it is what it is. I just don't really get... I mean, I get the mindset, don't get me wrong. That was a poor word on my part, but I'm not sure if that's really a mindset you should be in. Like, yes, you only made me and Sean, we both wanted Arbiter versus the Predator. We still do. It could still happen. They clearly wanted to do this Boba Fett, which, again, we didn't feel betrayed. We were just gutted that, no, it's not the Arbiter. But as long as they don't do Arbiter versus General Grievous, I'm good. But
I don't think it hurts the... Oh, no.
Oh, no, we lost your only
I was
mate.
gonna say,
No, that
I
was
was
just.
gonna say.
I was about to say myself, but hit the disconnect button.
Oh. Man, we're not in our A game today, are we?
I'm jet lagged. What's your excuse?
Bill's lazy.
Yeah. But yeah, what do you got? Do you agree with C's Bedena? You know, did you feel betrayed, or do you even plan on ranking episodes lower if it's not the matchup you wanted?
No. It's like
Oh.
that's because like it's not an ideal matchup for a lot of people. Doesn't mean the episode itself is awful. I think the biggest example of that is Omniland Homelander.
Oh yeah, absolutely, a fantastic episode this season. Probably my top one at the moment.
Like, if you even want to go off the numbers for it too, it's the most viewed episode of the season so far.
Everyone hates the Homelander, and I guarantee. And do what's funny? YouTube had this new feature now where you can see what's the most played. The most played part is when Omni-Man crushes his head.
Oof.
What was that old What was that boomstick joke? It's like I could watch that over and over. In fact, it was Hercule versus Dan.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want someone make that a meme of the day, please? All right, and last comment from Fireball, not the one Sean is familiar with. Another Fireball. We have a lot of Fireballs watching our show.
Oh, you mean Fireball RKO 48?
Yes, I only just realised he had RKO in his name. Yes.
Okay, Randy Orton.
Oh, nice one, Fireball. A different Fireball. The episode was really even, though I didn't know what to expect from this episode. I will agree that Death was lame, and I completely agree with Okami is extremely underrated. Yes, my man. I own Okami HD, and the art and story of the game is amazing. I never noticed the art style being similar until Sean brought it up. This is for Hercule versus Sun, and yeah, I actually agree with everything he said there. Okami is a pretty underrated game, honestly. One of Capcom's least known. So, who knows? Capcom seems to be bringing a lot of dead IPs to life again. In fact, rumor has it they're bringing back Dino Crisis. So, you know, who knows?
Real question is, Bill, will Okami come back before Dino Crisis?
I don't know. With a lot of revivals that have been happening over the years, I wouldn't be surprised. In fact, I'm one of those people that would love to see Azora's Wrath get to another game, another underrated Capcom series. Really surprised that character didn't get added into Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Would have been great to see Hulk versus Zora in the story. But yeah, that's all the comments we got, and yeah, I can agree with some things there and there. I mean, at least we actually managed to remember to read some comments this time.
Hey.
Right then, but we've been stalling for a while now. Let's actually talk about Boba Fett versus the Predator. And straight out the bat, I love this episode. I thought it was really good. It's not Omni-Man versus Homelander tier.
Yeah, I wonder why.
But I like a bear. But I done that joke enough times last time.
Last time it nearly made Sean go insane. Is what Bill means to say.
Yeah, By the way, after that episode and right before I went to America, I went out for a walk. That song was stuck in my head. Like a banter, like a banter, like a banter. And I'm just like, God damn it, Billy.
The Banthers will live on. What's even funny is I never even knew the name of those creatures until that meme.
Can we also talk about how on the layup for that discussion anyway, Chad pointed out there was a banter on Boba's shoulder?
Oh man, I was really surprised no one really called that out. Except for like near the end of the podcast. Ah well, what can you do? But okay, so since we've kind of gone on for a while now, well, I guess I have with the comments. Okay, I loved this episode. It was really good. Analysis-wise, there was a few funny moments, but I'm probably going to surprise a lot of my viewers about this. The funniest moment for me in the analysis was Dummy.
Yes.
That is actually kind of surprising for you.
Yeah, like
It's the end of the world, mate.
Like, okay, like, the reason I found Dummy so annoying, I even addressed this in the previous episodes, is that they don't really do anything with his depressing side to make him funny. However, I think they've kind of taken some liberties now with the fact, first of all, he referenced HK-47. Fuck yes. That is an underrated Star Wars character from Knights of the Old Republic, or I think just the Old Republic games. It's been years since I've seen that glorious droid assassin. And he even references his catchphrase, meat bag. Oh my goodness. Can we get him in a death battle, please? Can he fight Agent 47? Have the battle of the 47s?
I remember a while back, I heard a suggestion, him versus someone from Mass Effect. I can't remember who the hell it was, though.
Legion.
Yeah, that's it.
Do you know what? Legion's my favourite character from Mass Effect. Rip my Geth boy. Your sacrifice will be remembered. Unless you went with the renegade route of just killing him. Yeah, the fact... And I loved his whole darker side as well. Like, the way Wiz and Boozler looked at him when he was referring to exterminating organic life and called them meatbags. Like, that was pretty terrifying and funny. I felt like they must have seen how much I've criticised it, and they're like, let's try and make Dummy funny just this once for Bill. Yeah, I was really surprised. Like, that was the thing. In case you guys don't know, when I finished work, I immediately watched the death battle on my phone to avoid spoilers, because I can't help but go on social media. And what really surprised me was when I was on the bus watching it and I chuckled and I had to cover my mouth, I was like, did I just laugh at Dummy? And it wasn't just because he was suffering. I had to check my pulse to see if I might have been dead.
Me plush when?
Always with a Dummy plush. Anyway, though.
Because it's a great marketing idea.
The other bit I was really surprised in analysis, this was more on the funny side, this is more on the informative side. Man, we were kind of looking at the wrong Predator for our prediction, because we were looking at a noob Predator, as they call it, which I love the fact it was called a noob Predator. I mean, given the fact it managed to nearly kill Arnold, that says something. I like the fact people don't really care what his character's called in the movie, people just refer to him as Arnold in that.
It's Arnold! It's Arnold! Hey, Arnold!
But I was really surprised. Great show. Childhood memories. Yeah, I was really surprised at the weaponry the Predator had, because I was going into the mindset that we're going to give him the disc, the plasma cannon, the spear, and of course, the claws. But it turns out Predators actually not only have more upgraded weaponry from their plasma weapons, but they also have a plasma scythe. When I saw that, I was like, oh, that could be interesting. Because they were clearly going to use that for the lightsaber bite, which I would have been so annoyed if they didn't bring the lightsaber into it, because I know canonically, or the now canon, I should say, the Disney canon, Boba Fett doesn't use lightsabers. But given the fact in the Legends he did train Han Solo's kid, which I didn't really know, I guess it would make sense to, bring in the fact he's skilled with a lightsaber. I mean, hell, they even show him fighting Vader with one. I do have my issues with the whole Jedi and Vader thing, but we'll talk about that when we get to the fight and the outcome. So what did you guys think of the analysis this time? Did you have any highlights like me?
I really liked it, like the dummy thing, and also the second I saw the like a banter thing get referenced, I was just like, okay, Bill's gonna love this episode just on that alone.
Yes.
Were you saying yes to bring up the like another line in that scene, or were you just saying yes, agreeing?
Both.
Ah.
It's just like the build up to it. But who cares when you're sitting on Jabba's throne like an absolute pimp, or like a banter?
The moment he said "or," I got so happy. The biggest smile on my face came that would rival the Joker's. And I've now just tormented my viewers with that photoshopped image.
Uh-oh.
But speaking of Skyrim viewers, though, anything else that happened in the analysis? Like, you know, that stood out to you?
I mean, I also wasn't like, okay, admittedly, I didn't know the Predator as well. So finding out they have all these like upgraded weapons that are because they've survived like this many hunts for this many years. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
So that's pretty freaking cool.
Also, just the fact it was. I know that Predators have a code of honor, but I'm not gonna lie. From their analysis, they're kind of assholes to each other as well.
Well, yeah, it's like you fail a hunt, that's it, you're dead.
Or you're just, you know, dishonored even if you do better next. Like, imagine if a Predator was your manager, and I don't know, you're working in a supermarket and you dropped like a bottle of water. Predator's like, well, you're fired. Get out, bitch.
I run a neat and tidy store. We've had an A+ in cleanliness every single year, and now this time we're gonna get the motor to an A- because of you.
Yo, I'd love to see a Karen stand up to a Predator manager. Can you imagine? I'd like to speak to your manager. He just appears from camouflage, like, yes.
No, here's how it would go down. It would be just like that Kramer versus Predator clip from Family Guy.
Oh my goodness. Oh my god, I completely forgot about that joke, and it was probably one of the Family Guy's few funny moments.
It also reminded me, I think I saw a Karen like just go mental before I left the airport.
Of course you did.
I mean, it's America.
This is America. Full of Karens.
Yeah. Exactly.
Dude, if that movie was made these days, they would probably reference Karen in the music video.
That would be like Karen videos. Fuck yeah.
I mean, to be fair, America at least makes sense because this came out on the 4th of July of all days.
Yeah, way to celebrate the 4th of July by having...
I mean, we celebrated Mother's Day with Thor versus Vegeta.
Okay, yeah, you know, I mean, Death Battle don't always plan matchups for holidays, because if they did, I'm pretty sure we would have too many MILFs in Death Battle. Then again, I don't think people would be against that.
Especially the people we've had guest star.
Oh, God.
Yeah, everyone is down for MILFology.
You know, if that's
a reference to the RTX Ruby panel. I'm not joking.
Do you know what, mate? Is that all you have to say, or is there any more highlights you want to bring up for the analysis portion?
I'm just kind of waiting to talk about the animation.
Alright, Sean, do you have any highlights?
I mean, yeah, that meme was like, as soon as I'm like, okay, Bill's gonna say this was the best part of the episode.
You know, you guys have been referencing the Banthers more than me this episode.
You had a counter last episode. What are you talking about?
And I mean it specifically for this recording we're doing now. You guys have actually mentioned it more than me.
Okay, fair.
I didn't even mention that as one of my highlights. Wow. I betrayed the meme.
Now you can no longer use that meme ever again.
Oh, I'm still going to. You know I am. You're not the
Don't
Predator.
let the meme police find out.
Come at me.
And then it's just like, honestly, I didn't really laugh that much during Predator's analysis. I'm just like, holy shit, he's got a lot of shit.
Holy shit, he's got a lot of shit. That's a quote right there. Holy shit, he's got a lot of shit. Sean, the 5th of July, 2022.
Marketable quotes right there. Besides that, I don't know why, but while I was like during Predator's analysis, I was just thinking to myself, so he actually probably does beat Arbiter now.
Yeah, actually, I was into that mindset as well after watching Predator's analysis. I'm just like, oh, fuck me, poor Arbiter.
Possibly. Because keep in mind, Arbiter can match Spartans.
I mean, when you have a scythe that goes for your defenses...
Energy sword.
Yeah, I think I think it's a close fight, but I would go for Predator. The only thing that Predator or the Arbiter really has is probably better fighting skills, but if we were to take a Predator at their max, which they did for this episode, they would have to go with an Elder Predator.
Yeah, but couldn't they also just scale all the Arbiters to each other?
I guess they could, actually, yeah.
Yeah, it works for both species.
Yeah.
Alright, but
at the same time, it's just like, I think Predator has way too much stuff to throw at Arbiter, while Arbiter has very little.
Although, speaking of throwing their arsenal together, despite the Predator's arsenal, he lost. So we were wrong, guys. It was so sad because apparently we all went for Predator in our podcast. Like, damn. I didn't even know we went for Predator last time, but I guess it's true. The internet said so.
You did?
Apparently. I can't remember if it was either you, Sean, or me. I think...
It was me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Richard apparently said we went for Predator?
I don't know where he got that from.
Nor do I.
Like, he is aware I was the one defending Boba Fett in the 60-second round, right?
It would have made sense if he thought I at least went for Predator, but no, he thought all of us did.
Yeah,
Weird.
But, you know, if you guys want to see who we actually went for, click down in the description below to see the previous episode. So yeah, Predator lost, but you know what? We got a kick-ass fight, and you know what? The Predator was an absolute badass. At least compared to how Fox have treated him over the years, Death Battle did him better.
I love his model too. Like, the model for Predator looks so good.
It really does.
Yeah, wasn't that the one they used in Mortal Kombat?
I don't think it was. It might have been though.
Like Boba Fett's model is straight out of Battlefront 2.
I mean, they've done that for other Star Wars characters too, but like, that's because it looks good and you can like use its animation really well with it.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. I was just Predator just model reminded me of the one from the Mortal Kombat 10.
One of my favorite scenes from that preview was that ending shot of Predator just running up and going to stab Boba. Like, that looks so cool.
That was a great way to end that preview.
I don't actually watch the previews, but that does sound pretty sick. And I was a bit surprised as well that Boba Fett lost his main gun that early. I mean, I kind of figured they wanted to go through his whole arsenal in the fight, which makes sense, but damn, I really thought he would have kept that gun a bit longer.
I made this joke in my reaction that I haven't even edited yet, but I find it hilarious that despite cradling that gun like it's his baby, he loses that gun a lot.
That's true. We never said that Boba Fett was Father of the Year, to be honest. Again, neither was his dad.
True.
I mean...
Also true.
Yes. That could have played into like the strength advantage too that Predator had over Boba Fett.
Oh yeah, like, without a doubt, Predator was vastly stronger. Like, I was so surprised at how strong a Predator was. Like, the fact they can literally just grab a hold of a sheet of metal and just pull it off like it's tissue, like... Okay, no, you're not winning an arm wrestle against that, Arnold.
It's just like, honey, I'm home! I'm invading your privacy by coming in anyway!
Timmy Turner memes. Yeah, highlights for me in this fight have to be the fact, one, I'm surprised not many people noticed this. The Predator mimicked Boba's lines, and fucking hell, I never expected to see Boba lose his arm in such a graphic way.
Oh no, people did. They just thought they were using repeat lines. They forgot Predator had the mimicry voice, which, by the way, we also brought up in our last discussion.
Yeah, and I loved how they used it as well. What was that, mate?
Go us.
Oh, sorry, you were cutting out for me, so all I heard was, ah!
Oh.
Go compare with your anime, apparently.
And also, they said the line!
Yeah,
Yeah, Boba Fett said the thing.
yeah, they didn't censor. I was thinking Boba Fett was gonna attempt to swear, but then the Predator was gonna like punch him in the face or something.
I thought he was gonna say you're one ugly nerf herder.
Do you know what? I only just recently learned what nerf herder is.
Oh god.
It's actually not an insult. A nerf herder is a farmer who looks after a cattle of nerfs.
Oh.
Yeah, so that insult that she threw at Han Solo kind of sounds pathetic now. I don't know, that'd be like if we were having an argument and I went to you and went, oh, you're such a pig farmer. It's like, it's such a weird insult. So I guess that kind of makes sense why they didn't use it for Boba Fett, especially after I learned what it meant.
Yeah, but this is the same show that had Aquaman say, have at 'em boys to Danglerfish, despite the fact that Danglerfish can't be boys if they have the dangly thingy.
That is true. So
It's like a casual conversation thing, I think, at that point.
Oh yeah, but I was also thinking no photo because it almost sounds like motherfucker.
that is true.
Or at least a Star Wars XS version of it.
Yeah, but my goodness, the amount of how brutal this fight was. I won't lie, my only disappointment this episode why it puts it just below Homelander and Omni-Man. Much like with Hercule vs. Sun, the death sucked. Like, it really sucked.
They had to end the death that way if Boba Fett was gonna win.
Oh, no. Here's the thing. I would have been totally on board with seeing, the Predator just go on freaking Simpukai himself with a nuke. But I don't know, just having it cut away to just see the nuke and then just see Boba just walk away and then there's just that crater. I mean, you have his arm get shot off with blood spewing out. He freaking cauterizes it, which is another highlight of mine, with a lightsaber.
Oh yeah, that was so badass.
Disney, this is how
Like,
you make
it's
Boba
a
Fett
flesh
cool.
wound. See?
How's he even going to reattach that
Nothing.
arm now that he's cauterized it? I don't know, maybe it's
Yeah,
just
but
the
you had to
principle.
stop the bleeding.
No, it's true.
Close child! Reattach my arm!
But yeah, like, I don't know, you couldn't show, like, I don't know, maybe the bones of the Predator or something like that, or just see the Predator, like, disintegrating in the nuke if it's screaming in pain.
I think what would have been a little bit cooler, though, would have been recreating when Arnold was running, but instead just have Boba get blasted a little bit away, just, like, barely out of range.
Yeah, the ending of that
Yeah,
fight,
because
I agree with most
the way
people.
it's framed, it does like look like he's at the epicenter and just like kind of lets it happen.
Yeah, I don't know. The ending really bothered me, and which is a shame because most of the fight was pretty epic. You know, the moment the flames are surrounding them, the Predator takes off his helmet, and they start fighting with like their plasma weapons, like the lightsaber and that scythe. I can't remember what it was called, but that
It's
was
just called a plasma scythe.
Oh, really? No fancy name. Yeah, sad.
Who needs a fancy name? It's a scythe made of plasma.
I suppose. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a picky person. Maybe I just like cool names for things that can just have a simple name. But I also like the fact as well, because we also addressed this when we were choosing our sides and stuff. Boba Fett was mostly going to win because he does not fight honorably. He is a dirty tactician, and he utilized that at the end, while the Predator's still trying to maintain a code of honor. So
I find the only reason I find it a little weird that they stuck with that was it kind of took that away from Obi-Wan in his fight. Like, wouldn't it make sense to do the same? They remove like any sort of morals.
Well, no. Here's the thing. Like, Obi-Wan's like holds back the Force because yeah, theoretically he could just crush Kakashi with the Force, but of course that's not his way of fighting, and he doesn't use the dark side of the Force. Boba Fett, though, in a fight, whether it's a fair fight, whether it's an unhonorable fight, he will fight dirty. It's not a moral thing. He will kill you regardless if it's honorable or not. But if he feels like he needs to win by fighting dirty, he'll do that. It's very in character of Boba Fett, as proven in the outcome.
Yeah, that's true.
I do like how they gave an example that the Jedi are on about similar to Predator, and he's like using all those dirty tactics to defeat them.
Boba Fett's honourable in the sort of like, I guess, mannerism sort of way, you know, like when Din Djarin helped him get his armor back in Mandalorian, but then Boba Fett in exchange said, I will ensure the child's safety, and then he teamed up with him. That's his sort of idea of honour. But if you looked in Book of Boba Fett, when he fought Cad Bane, despite the fact Cad Bane was superior with the quick draw, Boba Fett wasn't just going to allow himself to die honourably. He's like, nah, I am letting you get closer just so I can impale you, bitch.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing. I love that he uses the stick.
Yeah, he didn't use it for long, but it was great that they referenced that, because that was one of my favourite moments from Book of Boba Fett, you know, him and the Tuskens. I know people, for some reason people hate that, but it's like, I don't know, I think it shows a different side of Boba we've never seen before.
What? He has character?
Right.
Nani?
Don't get me wrong.
I also like the bonks Predator on the head with it.
Jedi always given the characters the bonk, except for Luke to Harry. He gave him a bonk that ripped open his head.
I will say also, like, one of my favorite shots from that was Predator just taking the concussion rocket, and every reactor was like, that wasn't a smart idea, Predator. It didn't hurt at all.
Yeah, I was really thinking, like, you just caught a bomb, right? But then just seeing him just stand there, like, bitch, please. I don't know, that was great. That was the other thing as well, because I feel like there have been episodes this season where it does feel like one side is clearly showing their superiority, like Omni-Man versus Homelander. You never really felt like Omni-Man was struggling, or except for the Soundwave bit, but compared to the rest of the fight, he was fine. I feel like both sides were having their advantage moments, but also their disadvantage. In Boba's case, he lost an arm. Like, Jesus.
Yeah.
And add Boba to the list of characters who lost a limb but still won.
oh my goodness, that is great.
Sure, it happened like early on in the fight, but they just wanted to show off how clever Boba is with one arm too. I feel like.
I also like the fact when his arm did get cut off, he didn't start panicking. He just immediately started retreating to just recover. But he was still planning a trap for the Predator, like using his blood to attract it to a tree to make it think he's standing right behind it, just to drop a thermal detonator in its face. Like, that is a Boba strategy I can see happening.
I don't know why, but I kind of laughed when Predator just peeked around the tree like, hey, where'd you go?
Same. Like, dude. Some people did complain that they felt like the Predator's run did look a bit too cartoony, which, I don't know, I didn't see that.
I mean, the guy who played him in the movie was over 7 feet tall. How do you think he felt at first?
Yeah, like, the idea of Predators, they're meant to be big and bulky, but people tend to forget, like, aside the first Predator film, in most media with Predators, they're very athletic, they're very fast-moving. The only reason we never really saw that in the first film, one, due to budget, and two, the Predators was mostly invisible a lot of the time, so it made sense why you wouldn't really see it running a lot. Oh yeah, but we also did brought up the fact, like, you know, camouflage would only be like countered if Boba Fett can like sense the motion, which again they referenced the fact like, oh yeah, his helmet would detect his motion, so camouflage would be useless. Which, yeah, so we nailed it on the head with this one.
Yeah, there's only like a few minor things I've seen people complain about, but I don't understand why people didn't like the fact that they used Predator's voice mimicry at all.
Wait, that was a complaint?
People thought it was just repeating voice lines, and then it's just like, no, Predator does that.
Oh yeah, I
that
saw
whole
those
thing.
complaints.
That's what I meant. Also, speaking of Predator voice lines, Cameron came back and voiced Boba Fett.
Yeah, the same guy who played Mario and Sephiroth.
He's undefeated.
He's got range.
Now, can we have Boba Fett's lines in the Mario voice?
You are one ugly motherfucker.
Oh, God.
Sydney, woohoo! You're mine.
Amateur.
That was kind of a cool... That was kind of a cool reference to Samus versus Aaron with that line too.
No, okay. Something hilarious I learned from RTX. Well, you know, I won't save this one because it is related to this episode. While I was waiting for the Death Battle signing, Liam brought that up with like a few the guys on the table. That was by complete accident.
Oh wow.
He genuinely didn't realize until comments pointed it out.
Most of the
Came
time,
full circle.
He pulled a Toriyama.
yeah, most of the time writers would try and be like, "Oh yeah, that was always the plan," but it's like, no, that was just a coincidence, and it was a happy coincidence.
I actually yelled like, "Liam, you pulled a Toriyama," but I don't think he heard me.
Aw,
Probably not.
sad. He didn't Keanu you.
Yeah, but like, I think Cameron did a fantastic job as Boba Fett.
Yeah, oh yeah, he was great. People do say he's not exactly as good as Tamara Morrison, but it's like, yeah, you know, that man has a unique voice that very few can replicate. So the fact this guy got pretty close to it was pretty good.
Yeah, it's like, how do you do this, my guy? How do you go from Sephiroth to Mario to Boba?
I don't know how does Nicholas Andrew Louis do like all the characters he's done?
Or even Phil, for that matter.
But
And if it bleeds, by the way, the soundtrack. I loved how it combined horror and Star Wars. Like, it did it really well.
yeah, soundtrack didn't really stand out for me that much. Even when I was listening to it after the death battle, it was fine. I feel like for both these two, it did its job.
You know what's
Yeah,
funny?
honestly, like,
Before I forget,
Edge on.
you know how Robuscus was calling Bill out for not knowing ego death? In the Robuscus chat, Richard didn't realize that If It Bleeds was from the Predator movie. He said, and I quote,
Snap.
he said, and I quote, wow, a track name that doesn't reference either character.
And in my defense about the ego death, I was aware that's what the creepy transformation was. I just never brought it up. Sorry. That's an oopsie on me. This is me we're talking about. The guy that got Sean thrown out in the imposter game and then immediately thrown out when we were both imposters. You know, I am not big.
The record show that me and Bill suck as teammates, but that's mostly Bill.
Well, sadly, there was a victory we did have off camera. Sadly, sad times.
There's also that loss that you guys had because of my Oscar-worthy performance.
Mate, God has a sniper sight on you. Don't give him an excuse to use it. But enough referencing other YouTubers. This episode was really good. I would definitely say so far it's in my second most favourite. I mean, I guess for the first half, it's in my second favourite episode. But I will admit, I did think they kind of hyped up Boba's speed a bit too much with saying he's, you know, if he can fight nanosecond reacting Jedi, then he has the speed advantage.
Oh, that wasn't them saying it.
No,
that
they
was
didn't.
Us saying it in the live stream.
Yeah, also, well, I mean, the fact he's killed multiple Jedi as well.
Yeah, but we've brought up the fact as well that Jedi, including Darth Vader in his fight, were holding back. It's still impressive, don't get me wrong. And I would believe maybe that a Jedi, you know, even when they're fighting against ordinary people, they are moving at light speed, except against clone troopers for some reason.
Yeah, I also want to bring up, they didn't actually give Boba the speed advantage. They said they were roughly even.
Okay, fair enough.
And it legit came down to their durability.
Yeah.
Which we brought up as well. Beskar, Predator's not going to be able to get through that. But they did mention the fact that because, you know, Boba Fett is not covered in the armor, Predator with the scythe could get a few lucky hits in. So, you know, I do like the fact... I know we've already kind of said that. I do like the fact they're no longer doing, but this was really close sort of things. I will admit, I do feel like, I don't know, you're just setting yourself up to be made fun of. But I like the fact they're trying to, you know, hype up the opposing side, despite the fact they might have been at a disadvantage. So, you know, Satan the Predator could get lucky hits in and potentially kill Boba, which he did. So, you know, I appreciate that. You know, so that way not one side can be so bitter. I mean, they still will be, let's be honest.
Mm.
Overall, a really great episode. I loved it. And it's, so far, my second favourite episode. Obviously for one reason.
You know, I'm honestly debating whether or not this is my third or second favorite episode so far. Like, it's not beating Thor versus Vegeta, but like I really have to think about it between this and Harley versus Jinx.
Yeah, we'll wait for the whole season before we give our full like list like last year.
Yeah.
Every episode this first half has been phenomenal, though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we have our lowest. Each one of us have our episode that would rank at the bottom, but I don't think there's been an episode that was on par with like Rogue versus Wonder Woman or Batgirl versus Spider-Gwen. Like, there's been some top tier episodes. They're putting their A game into this one, which I appreciate.
Speaking of games.
Oh yes.
No.
No.
Assuming we're finished with this discussion, Bill, so this game can go in the backyard, we can dig it a grave, and bury it once and for all.
Alright, you don't need to Jack the Ripper me. I just felt like referencing it.